Let us continue with our lesson, and today we'll go and refactor our login view model. So before we go and refactor it, let's create a new branch. So just go to the One Explorer and let us open a git pass over here. And let's see, currently we are on the home view model fragment, and I'll say git check out to the new branch, and we will be using our login view model and the activity. So we have created our new branch. So let me just close this one, and let's get started with our code. So first things is that we need to replace this one with a Android view model. It should be Android view model, and add a let us add the constructor and constructor parameter. Now the next thing is we need to make use of our init block instead of our init function that we have created. So just cut this section and paste it over here and just remove this one. And by now you should be already familiar with all of this, and you should be able to do all of the things that I'm actually trying to do over here. So you should have actually done all of this. I have already shown to you this I think few number of times we have already make use of it. So just remove all of this, and yeah, that should be okay. And set preference. Okay, so 1. Okay, so that should be fine. And what we need to do next is over here we are emitting. Okay, so val data is emitting the response of our login response. So let's go back to our activity, and let's remove the init code init line over here because we are not going to use it anymore. And let's see the another one over here. We can remove we can, instead of if, we can make use of a when. So just click over here and it will give you an option to replace it with a when. So that will be more better. We are using a when condition. And if you are not sure with the when condition, I think I have already made a video about the when condition. You can go and look on into it what I have actually done over there. And also we can rename this one with the login request, and we can rename it the login request and just copy and paste this. Local variable should not have underscore. That is the best practice that we can follow over here. And other thing that we can refactor over here is we are getting the status code and val data. So I did the body. So what is in the body is body has we need to pass login response. So the saved data has need to pass the parameter as a login response, and we are getting our response from here. So why not we pass the login response? So let's go back to our view model, and let's create one variable for the login response. So I will say as val, and I will just say as the login login or login response, and this should be of mutable, or we can pass mutable like data, or we can just pass as the login login response. Login response is equals to of login response. Okay, so we need to pass it. I think better we create a mutable like that of login response. So mutable, sorry for that, this should be of mutable mutable like data, and we will pass the login response over here, and it's equals to of a mutable like data. Mutable like that. Okay, so we sorry, we have a mutable live data of a login response, and over here what I'll check is that if we will make use of if condition, if data that code each of like equals to 200, which is success, then what we will do is we will go and let's get the login response, right? Login response dot value, sorry, what happened, login response dot value each of equals to data, sorry, data dot the body, right? So we need to get the body, and then we will go and emit. Over here we can, let's emit it. Over here emit the value of the login response, right? Login response, just emit this value from here, live data dot any dot value. So we have to, we are getting live data of any because we have and just remove this section for now, and we will get the live data scope of response. And if we just remove the value, we are getting a mutable live data. So I will just have to make use of a value over here, and if the data code is not 200, then we need to return some error message, right? So else part, which means 200 is success. If you go to the login activity, and you can check that the 200 means success. But if we get some other response code, then it should be of a error. So I can make use of a new val, and it's success. It's success. So it's a success of a mutable live data, and I can just make this as a boolean, and over here it's also of a mutable live data, and else I can say is success or the value should be of a false. FAL is a false, and if it is over here, I can say that it is true. So its success dot value should be of equals to true, because the login was successful, so that's why we make it as a success. And also we can make another variable of val each error, and this is of a mutable live data of a string, which will pass the string value, and it's equals to of a mutable live data. And over here we can just pass that each error dot value is of equals to, I can just get this one and paste it over here. So the next thing is can do the same thing for each error dot value is equals to, and we can copy this section and just paste it over here. And now we have set up, and let's go to the activity. And in activity we don't need all of these, so over here I can just remove all of this, right? And okay, so not that one, I need to remove this section. So here we are passing the login response, and I can just say it dot let let, and I can just set this one. So over here I can pass, no, remove this one. In the data I passed it. It is not null, so it should be not null. Okay, so that should be done, and we get the response. If we get the login response which is of not null, then we will go and call the save user data. And if we want to check for the error message over here, then this we can let's go over here, and I think we have already set up that one in maybe on a home script. On, let's go to tasks, and okay, so in the view it should be the tasks, and go to tasks. Let's copy the dialog that we need. So the dialog is this one. We need the error dialog. In case we have a error, then we can show this error dialog. Just copy this one and go to the login section and just paste it over here. And we need to call this. Okay, we don't have any observer for now, and let's create one observer. That should be better. I think I will create a private function of OVCR observer where we will be observing all of our live data, and ViewModel dot each error, and each error dot observe owner is this, and let's create an observer, and we can observe it over here. So we can show the error dialog when I pass the string over here. So we have this one, and now we need to call this function from the on create, right? So at the end, let me observe this one. I can just give a comment of SVR via observer. So OV SVR via observer. And any other thing that we can refactor over here. So let's see if we can refactor, and sign up. That it takes login, that click, and prepare login. So we are preparing the login, and then we do the login, and if it is success, then we go and save this one, and it's going to start a new activity for our main activity, and that should be fine. And if the login was okay, so if we go to login view model, and if we check that if success was false, then we can, I think we don't have to. If it was not success, then we can give some error dialog. So I think we have that error dialog over here, unsuccessful dialog. Alright, so just copy this one in case we need it. So let's go to the login activity, and just paste it over here. So in case we get that one, which is of ViewModel dot is success, right? Success dot on observe on this, and let's observer, create an observer, and if we say if not is which is false, which is not, and then we go and run our unsuccessful dialog. Okay, that should be fine. And yeah, I think that should be fine and should work as expected. And before we commit all of this, let's go back to over here, and let us check the git status over here. And we have a lot of changes, so git add it, and let's commit it. Commit as aim, and let's give sc to what we refactor was login view model and activity. Okay, and let us push it. So git push to the remote repository RIQI and origin, and just copy the branch name that we want to push. Copy and paste it over here, and that should push everything to our GitHub repo. So that's all for this lesson, and we'll continue, and we still have some more classes and activities that we can refactor. We will continue with our lesson on next video. Till then, have a great day.